What's up, y'all? It's Shea, and today I'm going to be kind of doing just like a get ready with me video as I discuss my AKAversary. Today is Friday, April 21st, and it is my 4th AKAversary, so congratulations to me. I'm excited about that. If you all watched my sorority tag video, you already know why the number 4 is important to me, because I am a quad. I'm number 4 on my line. My birthday is on October 4th, you know, so 4 is like a number that has been my favorite since the beginning of my existence. Yeah, I don't know why, it's just like 4 is my favorite number. So let me go ahead and start actually doing my makeup as I'm talking about this, so it's not gonna take forever. So this video is gonna kind of talk about the things that I wish that I knew before joining my sorority, and what I know now. Just kind of being like, you know, the fairy godmother-ish kind of in a way for people who may be interested in joining my organization, or who may, you know, be in their first semester and kind of trying to find their way. Pretty much just giving you guys some insight of stuff that I know about now that I wish I would have known back when I was online, or when I became interested. So the first thing that I wish that somebody had told me is that you're literally going to always have something to do. Like, there's always going to be something for you to do. There's always going to be like somebody looking for you for something, and it's not necessarily, and excuse me as I like bend down to pick stuff up, it's on the in my makeup case. But you're always gonna have something to do, and depending on who you are, it might be a little overwhelming for you. But for me, it's a task that I kind of just took on, because you know the job is dangerous before you take it. There is always like something going on. There's stuff that needs to be done behind the scenes. There's people who need help, you know, and you kind of just got to be willing to, you know, roll with the punches and things of that sort. I'm getting this all in my hair, y'all, starting off bad. But yeah, like I said, you kind of just got to be ready to roll with the punches. You don't always have to necessarily go to like each and every event that your chapter throws. You can see it in my hair, Lord. You don't always necessarily have to go to like each and every event that's being thrown, but you kind of want to make sure that you're spreading your time wisely. If you're not able to physically make it to such and such event, you want to make sure that you are able to assist in some capacity. I kind of started to play the back role, so while I may not necessarily be able to be at the events, I'm experienced with making graphics, so I can, you know, I'll put together your flyer or something of that sort. So, you know, I am still assisting with my sorority in some type of way. I do the social media for our chapter. I also contribute by posting things to the website, you know, our Facebook. I pretty much run the most of that. It's kind of like a team of 3 of us, but for the majority of the posts, like, it's me. So I, you know, take pride in being able to do that. And as a member incoming, I think that other people will be able to do the same as well. You just kind of have to know how to spread your time wisely and be sure that you're contributing your best traits to the organization. The good thing about my chapter is we do like chapter surveys, and so we offer sorors the opportunity to be able to contribute in their, you know, most comfortable form. So if you are more experienced at like myself doing flyers and things of that sort, you know, you can come on to the technical side. However, if you're better at like maybe planning events, or if you are good at cooking or something like that, maybe you can host a seminar. So there's always something for you to do, but it's just making sure that you are ready and willing to participate in whatever your strengths are. Or by contributing whatever your strengths are. Number 2, which should have probably been number 1, because I think people have a misconception of what sororities are and things of that sort. When you think about like your siblings, you don't always necessarily get along with your sisters. Like me and my sister, even though we thick as thieves, we argue sometimes. It's natural. And so the same is gonna go for your organization, and you can't allow people to make you feel like you have to be friends with everybody. That's not normal, and that's fake behaviors, and I can't surround myself personally with fake people. So it's like, even though I get it, we have to remain sisterly, we don't necessarily have to be the best of friends. We don't have to be ace boom coons, and you're not going to be aces with everybody. You're gonna find people that you like. You're gonna find people that you don't necessarily like getting along with, or not necessarily like getting along with. You're gonna find people that you don't necessarily get along with, and that's perfectly fine as well. and you just have to be strong enough to not let anybody make you feel bad about your decisions in life, you know. I'll have another like story time maybe along the line once I get more comfortable with, you know, telling my personal details on camera. But just know that it's perfectly fine to, you know, remain sisterly with some people. So that means like if I see you in the street, I'll be like, you know, what's up, Sor? But we don't necessarily have to hang out. I do wish that sororities were more like fraternities in the sense that everybody just gets along. Like dudes can fight and they'll get back right like the next day after they fight, but it's like with females, we kind of we're not, I don't know, we're made from a different cloth. And again, it's not necessarily anything wrong with that, because I'm the first person, like you mess me over one time, you're pretty much one and done with me. However, we kind of have to do better at that. So what I'm going to kind of do is, just to make sure that this video isn't too long, I'm going to speed up a little bit and kind of just continue to do my face, and once I get to another point that's not the brows, I'll come back in and start talking. The next thing I want you guys to know, or that I wish I would have known prior to joining, is you're only going to get out of your organization what you put into it. So if you're not putting in any time, if you're not putting any effort, if you're not contributing, if you're just a shirt wearer, a letter wearer, like if you see this when they go low, I go high shirt, and that's what you do, you just continue to go low and you're not helping anything, that's all you're gonna get. You're not really going to benefit from anything that the sorority can offer you. And at that point, it's your bad, because you know the job is dangerous before you take it. I'm sure the first thing that we tell everybody is to make sure that you do your research. This message has been trickled down from my pro fights, that came from their pro fights, who came from their pro fights, who are essentially my pro fight still. So this is a message that I continue to pass down to my neos, who pass it down to their neos, who pass it down to their neos, who are essentially still my neos. I feel responsible for each and every person that has come from my undergraduate chapter, because I want to make sure that they are making the best of their, you know, situations. And look at me again, I'm getting long-winded and forgetting to put on makeup as I continue to go. So if you want to make this experience good, if you want to leave this earth knowing that you had fun in your org, you did the most of everything that you can do, you participated, you gave back to your organization, you gave back to the community, you did X, Y, Z, and ABC, you did the whole 9 yards. If you want to be that person that's able to say that, then you need to put in work. You need to contribute. You need to do stuff in order to make sure that you are reaping whatever benefits come along with being a member of XYZ organization. And I wish somebody would have told me that initially after I crossed, because once I crossed, it was kind of like too much going on at one time. When I crossed, there was some confusion going on that I won't elaborate too deep into detail on, but it kind of made me question whether or not I was ready for this. And I can easily say that just knowing myself, when I first joined, I don't think I was ready for the reality to hit me as quickly as it did. I wasn't ready for, I was ready for the organization, but I wasn't ready for a lot of the responsibilities that came along with it. Because like I mentioned to one of the people that watched the Greek video, So You Want to Be a Greek video, when I first got into my org, I ended up having to do a lot of different, I had to hold a lot of different positions. So first semester in, I was the vice president, I was the secretary, I was the Ivy Leaf reporter, which is pretty much like a, we're like the media person. So we not only write up articles, we take the pictures at events, all that good stuff. So pretty much I was planning the events, I was taking the pictures, I was speaking at the events. It was so much going on, y'all, and I don't think I was necessarily ready for it. But I had to kind of get ready really quickly, because it's like, this org ain't really gonna wait for nobody. It's like, you know, this is something that you joined under the pretense of I want to be a member of this organization, and whether you wanted to join just based off the fact that you wanted to have letters or not, that's completely up to you. But this organization didn't go looking for you. So just like I know that, I wish I knew that then, because I ended up sitting out the year of 2014 because I was like, this is too much. And it got so overwhelming to the point where I was just like, I wasn't going to be one of those people that like denounce letters or anything, because I don't think it was going to ever get that serious. But it was like one of those moments where it was just like, I'm not ready for this. So I had to sit out a full year to kind of remember why I joined my organization, and to kind of get back to me, to remember that this was a decision that I made based off of the fact that I knew that I wanted to be a member of this org, you know? And I'm kind of rambling, so I kind of forgot what my point is. I wasn't putting anything back in at that point. I was pretty much kind of like I was on a take type of, you know, mood. And yeah, that wasn't good at all. So I wasn't benefiting, and I wasn't getting anything from the organization because I wasn't putting anything into it. I had to go off camera real quick, but all I'm doing is putting this color. It's like a shimmery, like a light brownish kind of color. I'm just packing that onto my lid. I also wish that somebody had told me how much hard work goes into being a member of one of these organizations. And I say that because, you know, once you graduate, so for example, when I was undergrad, I was the vice president of the ambassadors, I was a student worker, and I was the president of the orientation team. So I did a lot of events. I was always at the school doing something. But you know, once you graduate, you done with those organizations. So it's nothing, you know, that really, I don't have to see these people after I've graduated, right? But with AKA, this is something that you have the power to be involved in for the rest of your life, or whatever organization you're in. It's something that you can be involved in for the rest of your life. And I just wish I knew how much of a commitment this was. And it's not like this is something that I don't want to be involved in. I just wish somebody had told me that this was something that was going to take up so much of your time. Because let me rephrase that. So sometimes, you know, people will join these Greek organizations and they will go general, right? Going general, that's perfectly fine and dandy. But sometimes people don't even go general. They decide to just not be active anymore. And what I mean by being active is, with these orgs, you have a certain amount of dues to pay based off of your chapter, and it's normally based off of like your chapter size, the resources. You have certain fees that you have to pay to headquarters, so you really won't know how much your dues for the year are going to be, because you have to vote on them amongst your chapter members at the end of the year, right? So granted, I knew that it was going to cost. Don't go into the situation not knowing that it's going to cost. These organizations cost money, okay? And unfortunately for a lot of members, I won't say that the money is the reason why all the time, but in a lot of instances, people do join and they're not able to keep up with the payments, you know? So they decide to go general. When I go general, they decide to just not be active anymore. So unfortunately, that doesn't really help the chapter or the org itself, you know, because you can't really contribute much if you're not financial. So it's a time commitment, it's a financial commitment. And yeah, while I can say that I knew it was a financial commitment, like I really wasn't thinking about that whenever I first joined, because it really wasn't excuse me, it really wasn't mentioned that much. Like, we talked about the first set of dues, you know, but we never really discussed, sorry, I ain't got the pens in, but you know, we talked about the first set of dues. We never really discussed like how much it was going to cost aside from that, you know, because everybody's always just so excited to get in. You don't really be thinking about all that other nonsense, because it's just like, whatever, it is what it is. So I just wish that somebody would have, you know, told me that, so I could have mentally and financially prepared myself for the commitment that I was making. because it is a lot. It adds up. But I will say overall, like, being in my organization is one of the most important things to me at this point. AKA has become a big part of who I am. A lot of the time my conversations include, you know, me being an AKA. You get a lot of, like, not necessarily perks, but if people see you and they see, like, for example, I have an AKA lanyard. So if you see my keys, you automatically know I'm an AKA. If you see my car, you automatically know I'm an AKA because I have AKA plates. So it's like there is so much that comes from being in this org that makes it amazing, but then at the same time there is so much like it has the possibility of making it a strain. But I'll just say that if you really have it in your heart, you will find a way to make it work for you. So one thing that I do want, this is kind of like a bonus, but it's something that I already knew. I just want other members to know, it doesn't matter what organization you're in, I just want you guys to remember to stay humble, because it's very easy to get lost in the sauce. It's so easy to become one of these stereotypical Greek members that people, you know, despise, and you don't want that at all. Like, we don't want people thinking of members of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated as bougie. We just don't want to fall into these stereotypes. It's cool to play around and have fun, but you gotta remember, we all joined these orgs for something. Before we joined these orgs, we were whoever we were. You know, I was Shea, you were whoever you are. It's like, don't get lost in these orgs to where somebody comes up to you. I get it, you don't have to tell, you know, all the little details about everything that you got going on, but it's got to be a point where, you know, we draw the line. So remember the fact that you were one of these prospects at one point. So what I'm going to do is pop this green color into my eye, just to kind of, not in my eye, but under my eye, just to kind of liven this up a little. Yeah, just remember that at one point we were all members of the GDI club, and we wanted to know the same information that these people are looking for. Alright, so I went ahead and pretty much finished the like all that part off camera. Let me just do a close-up of these lashes real quick. These lashes are the style Shea Butter, and these are from the Regal Lash. What I'm going to start doing is, I feel like I need to do a lot more Greek videos, because I don't think that there are maybe enough people doing Greek videos, because some of the comments and questions that I receive are just like, wow, you know, like, just, you guys kind of need some guidance. Also an update, I have been loving this Laura Mercier powder like crazy. I've been using it as my final setting because it's great. It's like, I don't know, it just does something for me. I've been loving the heck out of it. I think I'm gonna keep it simple, and I'm just going to use this Buxom lip gloss in Pink Lady. I love this color. It's just it's like kind of sheer, but it gives me just enough of my life. It's a lip gloss type of thing, yeah, and it is perfect. Okay, so I need a blush. I'm going to use the color Sweetest Cocoa. I've been loving this one recently. It's by MAC as well. I love how this kind of turned into a talk through of what I'm using. But yeah, if you have any questions about Greek life, please feel free to hit me up. That's kind of what, you know, I'm here for. I want to kind of serve as like the fairy godmother of Greeks, because I see that this is a position that, you know, we need filled, because people have too many questions. It's like, is there nobody available for you to answer these questions? But then I think about like my experience hands-on, and like I really didn't have anybody there to answer those questions for me either. So if I can be that for somebody else, then so be it. Just don't come at me crazy asking questions like, oh my god, how much did you pay, and things like that, because those are questions that's not going to get answered, and I don't feel obligated to answer, you know, questions that I think are, you know, inappropriate, and that's one of those type of questions that's inappropriate. I'm going to use my LaBronze. All right, because I don't know if I'm going anywhere, I'm just gonna use this right here to set it. It's the blue marble sealer. So thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Again, thank you for all your AKAversary wishes in advance. I greatly appreciate them. And good luck on, you know, everything that's going on. Remember to leave me some questions, comments, concerns about Greek life specific, also in the comments, and I will go through and kind of make another updated video of, you know, Greek life, whatever questions that you may have, you know, some Q&As. I see that, you know, you guys are really enjoying these Greek videos, so I do plan on continuing to post them. So no worries, if you have any questions, Shea got you covered. I'm going to answer. All right, thanks again for watching. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out.